Yes, students. So now we'll be seeing is the glycolysis cycle. How does it take place? So first, it starts with glucose, and we all know that in glycolysis, glucose breaks down or converts into pyruvic acid. First starting thing is the glucose, and end product is pyruvic acid. Now, how it is not a single step process, it occurs in multiple steps. So how does it take place in different stepwise? That will be seen. First, see, glucose is converting into glucose 6-phosphate. Okay, now where is this phosphate coming from? Here there was no phosphate, but here this phosphate is coming from ATP. ATP is converting to ADP by releasing one phosphate molecule. So that phosphate is being added up or combined with this glucose molecule, so it forms, and this 6 indicates the position of phosphate attachment. That is, at the glucose is formed of 6 carbon. At the 6th carbon, 6th number carbon, this phosphate group is attached. Okay, which has come from ATP. This is an energy expensive process. First will be using the ATPs, and then later on ATPs will be produced. First we need to spend energy, then we will get back energy. So first ATP is converted to ADP, and that one phosphate which is being released is being added up along with glucose in its 6th position, hence the name glucose 6-phosphate. And this process occurs with the help of an enzyme. There is phosphorylase. ACE wherever is used means it is an enzyme. So with the help of phosphorylase, this addition of phosphate is taking place. Means ultimately glucose is converting to glucose 6-phosphate. Now, next is glucose 6-phosphate will convert into fructose 6-phosphate. Glucose and fructose are isomers of each other. So just its form will change. Glucose contains aldehyde group and fructose contains ketone group. Just the form is changed. Otherwise, rest all carbon number, everything remains the same. So this is converted into its isomer. Glucose is converted into its isomer fructose with the help of an enzyme isomerase. Then what happens to this fructose 6-phosphate? Fructose 6-phosphate then convert into fructose 1,6-biphosphate. Where again there was earlier 1 phosphate, now there is biphosphate, means there is 2 phosphate. Where has the second phosphate come from? It has come from this. Again, this ATP is converted to ADP with the release of 1 phosphate group, and that phosphate group is being added here to form fructose 1,6-biphosphate. Again, 1 and 6 is the position of attachment of phosphate group. That is, phosphate group is attached to first number carbon of fructose and 6th number carbon of fructose. So hence the name fructose 1,6-biphosphate. So remember, 1 phosphate has come from here. That is why ATP was converting to ADP, and then second phosphate is coming from here. Again, when ATP is being converted to ADP, and enzyme is same used here. Wherever ATP is converted to ADP, here also phosphorylase was used. Here also phosphorylase will be used. Now this fructose 6-phosphate has converted to fructose 1,6-biphosphate. Now this fructose is a 6-carbon compound. This fructose 1,6-biphosphate will divide into 2 parts. That is, into 3-carbon compound and 3-carbon compound. This 6-carbon compound will convert into 2 compounds, that is 3-carbon compounds. One is dihydroxyacetone phosphate and glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate. See, even this phosphate is also being divided into 2 parts. First of all, fructose is divided into 2 parts. This 6 carbon of fructose are getting divided into 2 parts, that is 3-carbon compound. This dihydroxyacetone is a 3-carbon compound. Next, glyceraldehyde Glyceraldehyde is also a 3-carbon compound. And then phosphate, there were biphosphate, 2-phosphate. Phosphate is also getting equally divided. One phosphate is coming here, one phosphate is coming here. Here phosphate is attaching at the end, and here phosphate is attaching at the third carbon atom of glyceraldehyde. Hence we have mentioned the position 3-phosphate. So dihydroxyacetone phosphate and glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate. Now this dihydroxyacetone will convert into glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate. When and how, I'll be telling you. First understand what happens of this glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate. This glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate converts into 1,3-biphosphoglycerate. Okay, now where there was 1-phosphate, where is this second phosphate coming? 1-phosphate was attached at third position, from where that one more phosphate is coming. It is coming from this inorganic phosphate. That is, at this step 1-phosphate group is being added along with the conversion of NAD plus to NADH plus H plus, ultimately NAD plus to NADH2. Along with the conversion of NAD plus to NADH2 and with the addition of phosphate group, this glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate gets converted to 1,3-biphosphoglycerate. 1-phosphate was already there, second phosphate is coming from here, so it became 1,3-biphosphoglycerate. Now 1,3-biphosphoglycerate will convert into 3-phosphoglycerate. See, here there were 2-phosphate group, now here there is just 1-phosphate group. So where is 1-phosphate group going? 1-phosphate group is being used up by ADP to produce ATP. See, earlier ATP was giving phosphate group, now this ADP is using phosphate group and converting to ATP. We can see ultimately whatever ATP we have used here, it is now we are getting back, it is regenerated. So ADP is converted to ATP, and this ADP is using 1-phosphate group and converting to ATP. Thereafter only 1-phosphate group is left, that is, hence it is forming 3-phosphoglycerate. Now this 3-phosphoglycerate will convert into 2-phosphoglycerate. Nothing is happening, just the position of attachment of phosphate group is changing. In this one, phosphate group was attached to the third carbon atom, and in this one, phosphate group is attached to the second carbon atom. And this occurs with the help of an enzyme, phosphoglycerate mutase. Phosphoglycerate mutase just changes the position of phosphate group from 3 carbon atom to 2 carbon atom. Now, second carbon atom. Now this 2-phosphoglycerate will convert into phosphoenol pyruvate with the help of an enzyme, enolase. See, enol. This enolase is helping in addition of enol group to this 2-phosphoglycerate. Hence, a new compound is formed. It is phosphoenol pyruvate. Then this phosphoenol pyruvate will, see, this phosphoenol pyruvate contains phosphate group, but pyruvic acid does not contain phosphate group. So where is that phosphate group going? It is being used up by ADP to convert into ATP again. So 2 ATPs that were used up here, we get back again, that is here, one at this place and second at this place. Now one molecule of glucose, one glucose molecule forms, see, one glucose molecule forms 2 molecules of pyruvic acid. But here we are getting just 1 molecule. What about the second pyruvic acid? See, if you remember, I told you that this dihydroxyacetone will convert into glyceraldehyde. First, what is happening? This glyceraldehyde will undergo this process and will form 1 pyruvic acid. Then this dihydroxyacetone will convert into glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate, and again this steps will go on, and again we'll get 1 more pyruvic acid. One pyruvic acid we got from glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate. Second pyruvic acid we'll get from conversion of this dihydroxyacetone into glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate, and then again ultimately we can say that one pyruvic acid we got from glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate and second pyruvic acid will get from dihydroxyacetone. But how? We all know that it will get converted into glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate first, and then again this process will go on and we will get the second pyruvic acid. So basically what is happening? Glucose is converting into 2 molecules of pyruvic acid, and in fermentation process what happens? See, this glucose gets converted to 2 molecules of pyruvic acid, and this 2 molecules of pyruvic acid gets converted to 2 molecules of acetaldehyde, and then this 2 molecules of acetaldehyde will convert into ethanol. This step we have not written while in the previous video. I have not written this step. I have directly written that pyruvic acid will convert into ethanol and carbon dioxide, and the process is known as fermentation. So basically there is an intermediate step which comes in between, and that is 2 acetaldehyde to 2 molecules of pyruvic acid will get converted to 2 molecules of acetaldehyde, and this 2 molecules of acetaldehyde will get gradually converted to ethanol. But this occurs with the use of energy, that is ultimately NAD+, while glucose is converting to 2 molecules of pyruvic acid, NAD+ is converting to NADH2, and when 2 acetaldehyde converts into ethanol, NADH2 again forms NAD+. So this is how the cycle goes on, that is fermentation process goes on. Now we'll see how many gross or net ATPs we get. See, first of all, we are getting 2 molecules of pyruvic acid, one from glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate and one from dihydroxyacetone phosphate. So we are ultimately getting 2 molecules of pyruvic acid, and how many ATPs we are getting? We are getting how many ATPs? See, this is 2 ATPs here. When 1 molecule of pyruvic acid was formed, we are getting 2 ATPs. When second molecule of pyruvic acid will be formed, we will again get 2 ATPs. Means 2 plus 2, 4 ATPs will get. But 2 ATPs were used up here also. Okay, out of the 4, 2 were used up here. Okay, in the earlier steps of glycolysis. So we'll minus 2 ATP from this 4. So we'll get ultimately net gain is 2 ATP. Okay, so this is the net gain. Now, this NADH2, 1 molecule of NADH2 gives 3 ATPs. Okay, 1 molecule of NADH2 gives 3 ATPs, and here 1 molecule of NADH2 will be formed when glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate will convert to pyruvic acid, and 1 more molecule of NADH2 will be formed when dihydroxyacetone phosphate will get converted to pyruvic acid. So ultimately we are getting 2 molecules of NADH2, and since 1 molecule of NADH2 gives 3 ATPs, so 2 molecules of NADH2 will give 6 ATPs. So this 6 ATPs, 6 plus 2, 8. Gross we get 8 ATPs. But in anaerobic respiration, in glycolysis, we get only 2 ATPs. Rest of the 6 ATPs in the form of NADH2 will be getting later in the rest of our steps of respiration, that is in Krebs cycle, ETC and oxidative phosphorylation. So, see, some money, if we have cash in our hand and if we have check in our hand, which one we can spend immediately when we go to shop? It is, of course, we'll be able to spend the cash immediately. Check, what we need to do? Check we need to deposit in the bank first, then we can encash it through our ATM. Okay, so that is what is happening here. 2 ATPs is the net gain. These 2 ATPs can be used immediately, but the 6 ATPs will be used later, will be encashed later. Immediately in this, after this glycolysis, we won't be able to use this 6 ATPs. We'll be able to use just 2 ATPs. We'll be able to use the 6 ATPs which is coming from 2 NADH2 in the later steps of respiration. So in our next class, we'll be studying about the next step of respiration, that is Krebs cycle, which is a type of aerobic respiration.